My wonderful grandchild. It's very important that you train yourself to come back to your center, which means that you have a positive mental attitude. In other words, you wake up every day with the feeling, today, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to work on my plans. And I'm going to become one day closer to my goal. And that's what every day is. It brings you one day closer to your goal. And you can be positive. It's not easy to be positive. I know that. If I say, go out and tell people that you're going to become a real estate investor, and they're going to say, how are you going to do that? You say, well, I'm going to work 50 hours a week. And I mean, people are going to look at you like you're nuts, you're crazy. Why would you do that? And the answer is, in 15 or 20 years or less, you're going to have everything you ever wanted in your life for yourself and your family. You're going to, they're going to be scratching their head, and you're going to be financially independent and living comfortably. How do I know this? Because for 40 plus years, I have been teaching this. I have been teaching people how to get wealthy through real estate investing. I used to teach a course in Boston that was called How to Make $1 Million in Real Estate. This was back in the 80s, and, every night, the place was crowded. 40, 50, 60 people taking this class, and, not all of them, but people started to take the advice. I'm not saying that people went out and bought 4, 5, 6 properties, but a lot of people I motivated to go out and buy 1 or 2 properties. And this is what you should do. Because when you're out there talking to people and they're discouraging you, that's a good reason not to talk to them, because they're just going to be discouraging unless you're a mentor yourself and a motivator and an influencer yourself, and you can get them on the path to, if you see some spark in them that they could do this, then that's good. Now you take those people and you say, well, what happens 40 years ago? Well, you got to use the power of the internet to your advantage. In other words, okay, when Bill was teaching this during the 80s, how much did a condominium cost? How much did a 2-family house cost? How much did a house cost? How much did it cost in the 90s? How much did it cost in the beginning, 2005, 2006? How much in 2015? When you go back and you look at prices, you say, oh my God, I wish I had bought back then. And a lot of people back then, you know what they were saying? You know what people would say to me? Exactly the same thing. Interest rates are too high. Prices are too high. People in the 80s wanted to be buying it, what you could buy things for in the 60s or in the 50s or, It's always the same. People are always going to be saying prices are too high now. You can't. But you're smart enough to do the research and think, no, I can actually do this. I can actually see where real estate values go over the years and over the decades. You say, I want to be a part of this. Now, granted, this is a lonely pursuit. As I said, most people are going to think you're nuts. So you really can't, you get tired of hearing the same negative BS back from them, so you don't bother. But if you are that tough, thoughtful, spiritual person of action who's actually going to make this happen for yourself and your family, you're thinking, I'm working 50 hours a week. I'd rather be working 40. Okay, but you know why you're doing this. You know why you're doing this. In 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to be financially independent, and you're going to how many times do I have to say these little condos are like money machines, and when do people stop paying rent? They don't. So when you're working, you're saying, I'm doing this, but you're doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for those you love and for your children, because they're going to take over these things, and they're going to be the ones knocking on the door. Hey, it's Mr. Landlord. It's the first of the month. I mean, you know, it's you deciding which side of the door do I want to be on. Do I want to be on the landlord knocking on the door, or you want to be the person hiding under the bed because the landlord's at the door to get... Come on. What can you do? You can have a positive mental attitude. And you have to turn these things in when you know, if you are talking to people about real estate investing and hard work and they're like poo-pooing the whole thing, you know, this should energize you. You're going to be successful, and, well, they're not going to do this. You can be the lone wolf out becoming successful. All right, so you write down everything you have to do. You have your to-do list every day. This is the things that I'm going to do. I mean, is there something, you know, what's hard to do? I'm going to do that. And then you feel good about yourself when you accomplish these little victories over and over and over again. You know, you have a book, you write down. I was just writing down this morning. I'm reading this biography that I've already read like 5 times. The book is so good. It's called Musashi, about one of the greatest Japanese samurais. And I just love the book. And you know, I mean, I'm reading that and I'm writing down and I'm taking notes. 77, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to do this that I'm encouraging you to do. What is this? This is a lifelong pursuit. I'm going to keep trying to get better every day, always a little bit further. And you can do the same thing. And when you do this, you know, at the end of the day, you can have a positive mental attitude. You've done your research. You know if you do this, it's going to work. It's going to work. I mean, what's going to change? Nothing. It's going to be the same. Everything is going to cost more in the future, and you're going to own real estate, which is the greatest hedge against inflation. People are giving you money. You're paying off the mortgages. It's like you're paying. Come on. So what can you do? You say, well, I'm going to listen to Papa Bill every day, his little inspirational grandfatherly advice. And then I'm going to watch one of his real estate videos. What do they just take, you know, a couple of minutes to watch that. What else? You know, are there other? Yes, there's a lot of good people online who are offering free advice. I mean, you can go and read real estate books and, you know, basically they're all going to be saying the same thing, and you can do what other people have done. I mean, I'm telling you that I have taught thousands and thousands and thousands of students. Thousands of students, and dare I say hundreds have taken my advice? I mean, but I have to be encouraged, okay? Because I know that I was helped by one man who, when I was 23 years old, told me, hey, Bill, the secret to success is to buy 6 properties and love your tenants. Why do you love your tenants? Because they're giving you every money to buy, you know, blah, 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 pay up your bills, you know. That's going to be you. I'm passing on to you what was passed on to me. And now you can do it to somebody else, and you can do it. And you can have a positive mental attitude. This is what I'm going to be. I'm an achiever. I'm a winner. I'm a tough, thoughtful, spiritual person of action. That's what you are. I'd love you even if you were a little softer, but I really like you when you're tough and patient, because I know what your future's going to be. I'm going to be very happy for you. I'm Papa Bill.